Hello, everybody. I'm Ryan Lanier. My business is Organizing for Good, and I am so excited to bring you the nonprofit Shoutout interview with a volunteer slash instructor. And I'm really excited to be bringing you this portion of the nonprofit Shoutout to really hear what it's like to be inside what all the amazing nonprofit area, the Austin area nonprofits that we have going on in our area. So all month long, the month of March, I've been supporting Austin Kids Can, started by Donna Raskin. I'll be interviewing her soon. But she was so kind to direct me to Emilio Conde, and we're going to be talking today all about what it's like inside Austin Kids Can. Welcome to the show.
Hi.
So could you just tell us a little bit about who you are and where you came from? Where you grew up?
I am originally from Amarillo, Texas. I don't know if you've heard of it. They have the 72-ounce steak challenge.
Oh, that's a good thing to be famous for.
Yeah, it's a good place. And then I moved to Austin 10 years ago. So it's been cool to see it grow. And that's basically it. I've just been a Texas boy my whole life. So
excellent. Great. And so what brought you, how did you find out about tell us what you do with Austin Kids Can and how you found out about it.
LinkedIn. So
LinkedIn.
I was just looking on LinkedIn and I saw it and applied.
Excellent. Okay, what do you do?
So I run an after-school program, and before we code, we do social emotional learning. So we'll do like something like meditation or group therapy or an ethical discussion, and that kind of gets everybody socializing. And apparently it works on social emotional skills. I'm not an expert. I have kind of somebody else that runs that, but it's been really cool to watch that. And then we'll get on either code.org or Codecademy for the 5th graders and just, work on these different coding skills.
So what grades do you specifically work with?
So Monday, Wednesday, it's K through 2, and then Wednesday, Thursday, or Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, it's 3 through 5.
Okay. Do you have a preference of which age?
I think K through 2 for sure. Yeah.
They're so sweet.
Yeah, it's just, yes, I think so. I think they're just really funny and, playing Simon Says or Red Light, Green Light, hide and go seek, those games. I find them fun still. So, yeah.
Awesome. And what do they call you?
I just say Mr. Emilio. I feel Mr. Conde is kind of weird. But yeah, Mr. Emilio works.
Okay, excellent. And how long have you been doing it?
It's almost going to be a year. So I started at the beginning of this school year.
Okay, and so it runs school year. Exactly. That's the program, how it goes?
Yes.
And are you thinking about continuing next year?
I think so. If it fits with my schedule. Yeah.
Because you have a real job. Yes.
Yes. So right now I was doing behavior therapy. I'm actually going to do tutoring for another company. Because I really like behavior therapy, but it does not really pay too much, unfortunately.
Right.
But that's a really cool job. So that has to do with mostly autistic populations, and then also smaller kids. And so that's interesting. And that's also why I like the social emotional learning, because it gets on to that kind of psychology field.
I was going to say, it sounds like your volunteering and teaching with Austin Kids Can is percolating out into other parts of your life that you like.
Yes. Yeah, I would say coding and psychology are my 2 biggest interests. So it's cool to have jobs in your interests. Yeah.
And how do you feel that what you're teaching the kids, what do you feel like it's doing for them?
Well, I unfortunately didn't really learn about the joys of coding until after college. So I taught myself HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React, those types of things after college. I even did a boot camp because I got so interested in them.
Wow.
And so I want to put the idea in those kids' heads, maybe they can't go to college.
Mhm.
So that's a viable option. Oh, I
Mhm.
can go to a coding boot camp or I can teach myself.
Mhm.
Especially college is really expensive now. So not everybody can afford to go.
Mhm. So you're saying it's affording them amazing opportunities just from this program.
Yeah. Yeah. It keeps your options open. Right. And I also like the fact that I'm on the computer sometimes doing productive and creative things. I'm not just consuming YouTube and Facebook. I'm
Right.
creating things. Yeah.
Right. You're showing the kids anyway as well that the computer has fun, but it also, can help you with work. Um,
Yes.
that's definitely
And
a thing.
you got to learn how to live with it, because if you cut off somebody from Wi-Fi now, it's like cutting them off from water. So
Right.
you have to use it
Right. What do
responsibly.
we do now? What?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is definitely. Um, well, tell me kind of about something in a typical day, kind of what is a typical day like and being with the kids and from what time to what time?
Yeah. So I'll get there at 3 and they have a snack usually. And I'll either build rapport there or kind of look over my lesson plans and kind of get prepared. And then they have recess. Then we do the SEL.
Mhm.
Um, Probably my favorite SELs are the ethical discussions.
Mhm. I can tell.
So yeah, so they'll say something like, an employee was working at this chocolate factory. This is one of them. And the employee took one of the kind of some of the methods that chocolate factory used and started their own chocolate factory. What do you think about that? Is that good?
Mhm.
Is that not good?
Mhm.
And so they talked about, and this is 3 through 5, the K through
Yeah.
2,
Yeah.
not big
Yeah.
on this, but
Yeah.
3 through 5, one thing I like about this group is they would talk about innovation and
Mm.
things that I really didn't expect them to get into,
Mhm.
and plagiarism and all this stuff.
Mm.
So that was cool.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure you're giving them memories for a lifetime, for sure.
I hope
No
so.
doubt. No doubt. So tell me a little bit about, oh wait, did we finish the day? When is the day over?
Oh yeah, and then we'll do some coding after that. So I try to do 30, 40, 45 minutes of coding. If they don't want to do it, they can do some typing, but we have kind of a curriculum, so I'll
Mhm.
teach them what they sort of need to know on a big screen, and then I'll get them to get on code.org, and they're all in different levels.
Okay.
And then I have an assistant, and we just kind of put out fires. When they get stuck on a level, we help them out, and so they just go through that. So
That's good to hear. So there's always two teachers with the kids at all times?
yes, 2 to 3.
Two
I'm
to
lucky
three.
on K through 2 to have 3.
Yes.
Um,
Right.
3 of us, so 2
Right. Like
assistants.
like herding cats. Yes, for sure. So tell me something funny. We love to hear just kind of, a funny story or some aha that a kid had, or just something that like, when you go home at the end of the day, you're like, dang, I really loved an interaction. Did you have any, stories? I just threw this at you. Sorry.
Yeah. I really like how there's this one girl who really didn't speak any English,
Mhm.
and then I have an assistant who actually works in the coding industry. I'm not sure what he does, but he's a database guy, and he comes and he helps me with the coding stuff that is over my head. And
Mhm.
so his name is Nikita. He's very cool. And this sort of girl who couldn't speak English was very, very good at coding. And he just really liked to teach her. And this SEL and all this stuff, I think really helped her sort of be able to, she was sort of isolated. She would always only talk to the teacher, but now I see her sort of actually with other friends and stuff and sort of socializing more and being less disconnected.
Yeah.
And that was just cool to see. I don't know. I think it's a bilingual school, so they'll have kids that only speak Spanish in one class and kids that speak Spanish and English or just English in another class.
Mhm.
And it was cool to see her kind of get into the English class and
Mhm.
be able to make friends with them and interact with them. That was very cool to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks. I love hearing stuff like that. And, definitely everything you guys are doing with Austin Kids Can, like you're just planting so many seeds. I
Yeah.
can hear with the programs and just being there, right? Being a human who cares to go. I mean, yes, I know the instructors get paid, but it's important to know that your presence, you're choosing to do that. And those kids are going to remember you forever. Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. And I definitely, it got stressful. It was stressful at first, but it kind of gets easier. And then, yeah, I like it more and
Mhm.
more.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You have support from the
Yes.
program and right.
And they're
And you
very
have
happy to see me, which is cool.
yes.
I taught a little bit at LBJ, or I was an assistant teacher for like 3-4 months, and I would say teenagers are pretty tough.
Yeah. This is a whole different ballgame. I think
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
why I think it's important to start so early
yeah.
before a lot of things get hardened. So is there anything you'd like to share in this interview before we finish up?
Um,
Like what keeps you coming back,
Nothing really comes to mind. I mean, it's just, yeah, I guess it's cool to see the kind of the impact it's making. I'm hoping that it'll just put the idea in their head. So even if 1 in 10 go on to do it as a hobby, that's
Mhm.
something. Enrichment classes, I think, are just great, even if it's dance or taekwondo
Yes.
or
Yes.
anything after school.
Mhm.
That's not, like I said, getting on YouTube, getting on Facebook, and
Right.
it's hard because I do that as an adult, and it's nice to have like a coach after school to tell you don't do that.
Right.
And so I
Learn
have to
something.
regulate too. I have to say, oh, let's get on Leak Code and practice some coding problems. Let's not just be on YouTube all day.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So great. So it sounds like you're getting a little social emotional learning yourself.
I hope so. Yeah. Yeah, it's a good coping mechanism, altruism, you know.
Well, a lot of people say that, even though you're volunteering there, what you get back is it's, you receive more even than you give. I have found that to be the case when I've volunteered
Yeah.
myself. So, well, I know that Austin Kids Can relies so heavily. They are so grateful for you and all the other instructors and volunteers. I mean, program can't happen without them and without you guys. And so on their behalf, I'm going to say thank you so much for, doing that and coming and talking to me today. Total stranger, hi, tell me all about all this cool
Yeah, I
stuff.
didn't know what to expect.
But I am very grateful for this little inside view, especially because I want people watching this interview to say, that sounds like something that I would find interesting. I'm looking for a way, I have an outlet to share, some stuff and learn some stuff too. So anyway, so thanks for your time today.
Yeah, not a
And
problem.
I'll wrap this up by saying everybody who's watched today, this is a little sneak peek into what it's like to be a volunteer with Austin Kids Can. Feel free to check out the rest of my videos on YouTube to learn more about the other nonprofits we've supported. We've really enjoyed supporting Austin Kids Can this month. They are doing amazing work with amazing volunteers like Emilio. I call you a volunteer. I know you're also an instructor. So we will see you next time. Thanks so much for watching, everybody.